There's nothing like recording an entire video and having no audio. Good times. Today is Memory Monday, which I'm not sure was a good idea because over the years I've shared a lot of stories and I'm not sure how many I have left. But I did think of one today. It was a dark and stormy night. My stepmother's dad died suddenly in 1986. I think it was 1986. I don't remember exactly when. I was in college, so we're going to say 1986 just because. I decided to go to the funeral for my stepmother. I didn't really know her father very well, but I thought it would be nice to go. And I was in school, but the university I went to was only like 45 minutes away, so I thought I would come in for that. And so I drove in, and I went straight to the church. I met my sister there in the parking lot, and we were getting ready to go in, and my sister looked down at my hands and was horrified because I'd been in painting class and just all the art classes I was taking. My hands were sort of perpetually stained with paint and ink and charcoal and stuff, and I'd gotten them as clean as I could get them, but I still had little bits of paint around the fingernails, so it wasn't too bad, but she was horrified at that. And she said, I have something that will clean your hands off. She was 4 years older than me, was working her first job out of school, which was a sales rep for some cleaning company. She sold commercial cleaning products to businesses, I guess. I don't really remember, but be that as it may, she had samples in her car, and she said she had the right product that was going to clean my hands off before we went into the funeral and to the service. And I thought, great, I'm fine with that. So I cleaned my hands off, and sure enough, I get all the gunk and everything out, and I thought, that's great, thank you. But my hands, smelling them, they smelled really bad. They just stunk. The chemical to get the paint off was awful. And I said, I can't go in the service with my hands smelling like they do. It's a very strong smell, and now it's, I'm more offensive than I was when I had paint on me. So she goes, no, don't worry, I got something for that too. So she goes back in her trunk, she gets this other stuff out, and she put it on your hands. I put it on my hands. Sure enough, it did smell better. And so I thought, okay, all is right with the world, right? So we go into the service, and I guess at some point we met up with my brother, and we were all sitting there, and it was a very crowded funeral. My stepmother's dad was really big in the community, and it was packed house. The mayor was there. I mean, it was a really big funeral. And when we're sitting there sort of in the middle somewhere in the crowd, and I looked down, my hands had turned purple from the chemical reaction, I'm guessing, from the cleaner, and then whatever else she put on my hands to make them smell better had some sort of reaction, and my hands were bright purple. So, of course, I tap her and show her my hands, which are just purple. And she starts laughing. Well, I kind of got the giggles, too, because it really was funny, but, it wasn't. I mean, my hands were worse than if I had just left the paint on them. And she couldn't stop laughing. So I get the giggles, and my brother's, reaching around trying to get us to stop laughing. And of course, the more you try to stop laughing, particularly in a church, the more you want to laugh. And then every time she saw my hands, she laughed even harder. So I'm actually physically sitting on my hands, trying to hide them from everyone and my sister. And we couldn't stop laughing. It was bad. I felt really bad about that after the fact, but yeah, they were purple for about 3 or 4 days, and of course I swore I would never use her products again. And I don't really even know to this day what they were, nor do I know whether they were actually supposed to be used on body parts. I don't know. It wasn't good. So the moral of the story, if there has to be one, is don't clean your body parts with something from someone's trunk. I don't know. That's all I have today. Bye.